Fired up the tier list maker, and we're here to see where the meta sets post Soulburner. Make sure you smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Let's dig right on into this, shall we? Gate Guardian, yeah, I'm going to put this in You Tried. Honestly, I love this deck, and the only reason why we're sticking around with it on the tier list maker is because it honestly did try. I think this deck is actually pretty solid. Still, would I consider it rogue? I don't think I would. Vanquishal, this is a tough choice because I think we're going to put this in tier 2 to start. This deck does have a little bit of interesting things going for it. It still has some very crazy boards that it puts up, and it does detour a lot of what the opponent does, but you have to you have to be a very good player in order to play the deck. I know it's such a cop-out answer, but you need to be able to cover your matchups and be able to do things that maybe you wouldn't be able to do in the past here. Fallen of Albaz, so this is also going to encompass the Illusion build as well, because that started to gain a little bit of traction. I'm still going to leave it up here in 1.5. It's kind of floating down to like 1.75. It's not like tier 2 status yet, but it's still doing its thing. Kashtira, I mean, still remains up here. Like, nothing has changed for this deck. This deck is still the absolute monster that it is. People have zero idea what to do against this deck, and it baffles me that, like, the matchup is a lot better, but the 8k follow-up damage is very, very interesting to say. I'm also going to put Blackwings down here, and You Tried. Honestly, for a rogue deck, it kind of has fallen off a little bit. It's been an interesting piece to kind of see, but I will give it to it. It's definitely been a little bit all over the place. All of our sprite variants. So you got the runic version. Actually, here, we'll go ahead and grab this. I think that the runic for hire version is exceptionally strong. Especially, you know, when you're piling through like the runic cards and stuff like this. This deck is insanity at the end of the day. And, you know, the rest of the sprite package is a pretty good carry, but it depends on how the rest of the matchups kind of are going for the day to kind of see, you know, where we're going to shape things up. But this has definitely been a very strong contender out here for sure. Charles in the squad. I'm going to put it in tier 2 for the time being. It can do things. The problem is, I don't think it doesn't feel better than Albaz some games. We'll revisit this here when I see where the rest of this meta is going. I guess we'll leave Dinosaur in Rogue. Dino just kind of disappeared again. Like, the deck was here, and then it wasn't here anymore. Like, it went extinct again. It's actually pretty bad. I'll put Trap Tricks down here in Rogue as well. And, hi, Tistina. Tistina can go here in You Tried, because honestly, it's good. Mathmech, I'm also going to put in tier 2. Circular and Friends have been really, really good. Circular has done a lot of stuff this format. It's really been very interesting to see the things that you can do with this. Tier, now, are we going to classify this as like rogue or like, I'll put it up here in tier 2. It feels a little bit stronger than your standard rogue. Rogue, yeah, Minkanko. Minkanko doesn't net, and it hasn't had enough representation to make me think that the deck can do better than Rogue. I will tell you the amount of times that we've seen this deck do things, it's definitely been hilarious, and people don't know how to play against it. Hey, look. It's our dear friends out here at the Drytron squad. I've seen more Trap Tricks than I've seen Drytron at the moment, and that's it's actually very sad. Pure Dogmatica. Ah, boy. So the Ritual pile, we'll put here. I think the deck is still incredibly good. Flounder, also going up here in the solid tier 2. This deck is still very, 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 very strong at what it wants to do. Sky Striker. Oh, man. I'm going to leave Striker in Rogue. It doesn't feel like it's Rogue anymore. After the last success of Generator, so out of the extravaganza, what was it, a couple weeks ago, we did get the chance to see Generator take off. You know, it's only the case of maybe 1 to 2 duelists getting the chance to make this deck feel incredibly good, but it's definitely been a very, very, very interesting take on the meta. We also have a Generator player kind of tearing through our locals as of late as well, and it's definitely proved to us this deck is something that you do need to be aware of. Gold Pride Punk. I'm going to leave this in tier 2. It definitely does things, that's for sure. Dark World, we're going to toss back here in Rogue. This hasn't done enough to make me, like, want to change my opinion on it. Like, it hasn't even really showed up in the Rogue category as of late. So, like, maybe it might deserve to be down here. Labyrinth, this deck is an annoyance, no matter how you look at it. It's still going to be sitting up here. It's so good. Dragon Link, I'm going to toss back here. The deck is not truly down here in this status yet, but the deck has been a very, very strong contender for the meta. No matter what ends up happening, as long as you know you can get an interaction with a Bysteel, you're off to the races. Earthbox, we'll toss it into Rogue. I mean, that's pretty standard at this point, right? Manadium. So basically the synchro shenanigans that you were get. This deck was projected to be 1.5. It was very solidly. It was supposed to sit up here, but I haven't seen hardly any takeoff with this. I don't know what happened, or if there's just been like some sort of push around here. But, like, I really want to put the deck down here for the time being. It has not lived up to any of the estimated hype that I feel like it was supposed to do. You know, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but Marincess has definitely earned its spot in the... It's a little bit more than Rogue, I feel like, in terms of some representation as of late. We have Plunder Patrol. This deck kind of fell off. Actually, kind of thinking about it, it's been very quiet. I'm actually very surprised to see like how long it's been since we've had this. Rescue Ace, probably gonna put it up here, and it's borderline like 1.5. I'll come back and adjust as I need to. Pure Runic at this stage is very much Rogue. I feel like you can win events, which is fine, which is kind of what you can do. Here, we're going to put this up here, and we're going to bump Striker down here. Striker hasn't been doing enough. Salad! Now, this is an interesting one. I actually think that Salad kind of comes in here at a solid... is it better than Manadium? So, this is an interesting take. So, Salad players, when they get the consistent high roll, the deck is actually kind of insane, and people kind of have forgotten how to play against Salad. But how this deck interacts with the format very much depends on where Nibiru lies in the format. If Nibiru is a huge heavy hitter, then the deck gets knocked down. And I think that's something to kind of consider as well. Hi, well, you get to stay back here. Oh boy, oh boy. The Scareclaw version of this, I'm going to tie these two together. You interact however you need to. Sword Soul's kind of been old reliable in this format. Oh boy. Hi, Rika Sun Avalon. This is interesting. I'm going to put Rika. Well, Rika's been doing okay. We'll put Rika here. Tri-Brigade. Tri-Brigade honestly has kind of gone to the wayside, but we'll put it here for now, just to be safe. Purely, I think Purely has kind of edged itself over a lot of the metagame at this point. I'm actually going to put it up here, which is, it feels like it's gone a little bit further ahead of Kashtira in terms of players that have been playing the deck and finding success with it. Oh boy, we're going to grab this. I'm actually going to put this right here as well. This feels a little bit further ahead of the curve as well. Volcanics, oh boy. I'm also going to put this into tier 2. We'll have to wait and see how this holds up. I'm going to be very curious to see overall how the meta wants to handle this. Honestly, the volcanic stuff is very interesting. Okay, so at this stage, I mean, super heavy technically is Rogue. I almost want to put Super Heavy Samurai down here in You Tried. You know what, we're going to put it down in You Tried. The deck really did try. We're also going to bump Tri-Brigade down here. Zoo is going to go into You Tried because it really did try. Hero, we'll put here in Rogue. It's definitely done its thing for a little bit. You also tried Virtual World. And Stun definitely tried at the end of all of this. Like, Stun has been, I feel so bad for Stun. Like, the deck has been a little bit all over the place, honestly. So, the real thoughts here. Purely and Kashtira feel a lot more ahead of the curve. Labyrinth is still the control deck that it's been. The Sprite interactions with this have been, I mean, let's call this what this is. Like, these three packages together are monsters. Alright, it is what it is. Fallen of Albas and Dragon Link are kind of doing their thing. Rescue Ace is definitely ahead of the curve by a little bit for people that don't know how to handle it. Everything in the tier 2 category here can do good. Alright, don't get me wrong. Like, everything here has been projected to do something, or it has had a fairly recent top. Alright, like, that's the importance of this category. Do these decks feel, you know, better than some of the stuff up here? I mean, you can make an argument to push Charles up here. You can make, you know, an argument to push Unchained up here as well. And yes, I know Altergeist isn't here. I literally forgot to put it in. I'd put Altergeist in tier 2 as well. It doesn't necessarily feel stronger than, you know, the already above decks here. And the things it purely does is very interesting. So, those are my thoughts, but that's where I'm talking right now, or at least seeing the format kind of being pushed. So what do you think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.